So I'm very excited to talk about the new stuff you've got going on. You are so prolific. I can't even stand it. It's your new record, Things That I Might Have Said. Tell me more.
Yeah, I mean, so the record basically was written after my last band, Glam Skanks, broke up. I really kind of went through like an identity crisis that lasted for a good amount of time. The band broke up over the pandemic, so it was, coming out of that and kind of trying to find who I was without that band. I had been in the band almost 10 years, so it was such a big part of my life, and I just started writing about it for the first time. I just kind of started letting whatever emotions I was feeling pour out of me and, into however they were at the time. So it started about 2 years ago. I mean, some of the songs on this record were recorded almost or written almost 3 years ago,
I see.
which is
Okay.
crazy. And I started most of the recordings at the beginning of 2023.
Okay.
But then I kind of first it was just a bunch of random songs. I didn't really have any sort of direction in mind. That's kind of where the first few songs that I released, the singles I had released over the last few years. And then kind of finally I had all amongst these songs I was writing, I had some that I realized were, oh, they're all not all the songs, but a lot of them were focusing on this part of my life of me trying to find myself. So it really was just this, everything coming together with all the emotions, all the experiences, everything that I just kind of put to paper or put in a recording. And so, yeah, I started recording really, really focusing on recording the album at the beginning of 2024. So I had some songs I recorded in 2023. But then 2024 was sort of where I was like, okay, this is going to be the album.
So it sounds like an intense musical therapy kind of thing that you went through.
Yeah, very, very much so. I mean, there were some songs where I was in the middle of writing them, just sort of trying to hold back
Oh,
some emotions because it was, as I said, that was 10 years of my life
sure.
dedicated to, we were like a girl gang. It wasn't just the musical side of it that I lost, but it was also the friendships, the social side of it, you know, traveling, meeting people, everything. All of that. And I was carrying it with me for so long. I was resentful, I was angry,
Mm-hmm.
and finally getting it out into songs made me not feel so resentful and angry anymore. And I realized that that's what I needed to do. That
Sure.
that, first writing the songs was like a step of me feeling a little better, and then recording the songs was another sort of step, and now releasing them is that final like that weight was finally lifted off my shoulders, but it took a long time,
It
yeah.
took a long time, yeah. And so did you find, or now do you find that if you were able, or are you able to contact the your gang again without the resentment and the hurt and the feelings, or are you just still not ready to do that yet?
Me and Millie talk all the time. We're
Mm,
still very close. We talk like all the
excellent.
time. I go to visit her in Austin. She comes in out here, to visit friends and family, and I see her all the time. We talk all the time. Me and Allie talk on and off, but the resentment wasn't really towards people as much as it was towards myself.
Oh, wow,
How
interesting.
I could have done things differently.
Oh,
It was a
wow,
lot of
okay.
it was a lot of more self-reflection than it was finger pointing. It was more of my where was my part in this? What did I
Mm,
do wrong? Sort of thing. So it was more of this having to forgive myself even more than forgiving any specific person.
wow. And I assume, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you were keeping journals along the way, and that's kind of what helped you reach this point.
Yeah, I just kind of always write down ideas or thoughts, not in like a full-on like diary kind
Yeah.
of way, but just thought will cross my mind, I write it down. David Lynch has a whole thing about write every idea down. So I try to write every idea down.
Just, if we only had that self-discipline, I know I don't, but yeah, that's great advice. Um, is there anything in looking back at everything that you went through and now having like the 12 song, you have the 12 songs on the record, right?
Yeah.
Having those 12 down, are you like, yeah, these are the ones? And did you pick them because you're like, I'm leaving this out because that's just way too harsh right now? Or did you purposely go, no, it's harsh, but I'm gonna address it?
Wow, that's it. That's interesting because I mean, for me, when I write, when I'm going into making an album, if there's 12 songs on the album, I've got to at least have 20 to 25 written. So me
Mhm.
and my dad, who produces me, we can go, okay, what are the best 10 to 12 of this 20 to 25? And for me, everything kind of goes more in like what I decide to put out of a sonic thread that, you can list because I'm very much an album person. I like to listen to an album beginning to end.
Sure.
And I feel like for me, I like there to be some sort of not just story being told in the lyrics, but being told sonically as well. So it was
Mm,
also me going through and just being like, okay, I have a couple of songs that are sort of about this same idea. Which one do I like the best, or which one fits the best with the rest of these songs? Which one should I save maybe for later because it's just not the right vibe for right now?
right.
So it's more about once I kind of feel, I mean, for me, I don't go ahead and go, this is what the record's going to be. It kind of it tells me what it's going to be at some point. And when I just looked and went, oh, well, this is what I like the best so far. The rest of the songs I'm going to pick are going to fit in line with the ones that are coming out the way I like the best so far.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the beauty back in the day when we'd all buy records and 45s was that you've got the 45 with the B side, right? You got the hit and then you got the B side. And that's something that you only got on the B side. And that was the beauty of it because you know that there was more that the songwriter had, right? And
Mhm.
and now you've got the B side and it's your collector's item and it's like so exciting. Um so that's something else I guess that we can, well, you did your cassette, right? You released your cassette and that you can do a song that maybe perhaps doesn't come on the album. It'll be released on a cassette kind of thing. Do you think you'll do that again? More cassettes, more little treats like that for your fans?
Yeah, we started with cassettes because just like honestly, as an independent artist, they are the least pricey to get
Ah,
made. And they're, I mean, unfortunately, it's really sad to say, but like physical media is sort of a novelty nowadays. It shouldn't be, but it is.
yeah,
And with the sound of the record anyway, and the influences I had, and sort of where we were going with the visual concepts, a cassette made more sense than doing a CD.
yeah,
Since vinyl was like vinyl's too expensive, we're not going there quite yet. But of the ones that we were going to do a limited run of, people, if they're going to listen in their car, they're going to listen on their phone anyway. It's a
right.
collector's item for most people. So we went with the cassette because it was like, oh, that's a cool. I mean, I had a friend who she took like, music business 10 years ago who was like, you should make cassettes, you should make cassettes. And when I told her now, because she works for a she works for a major label now, and she's like, I told you you should have done that.
Come on. What does she recommend now?
Yeah, no, she's still like, yeah, do the cassette.
Nice. So tell me about your new single, which is also the new video, right?
Yeah. So the single Hard to Be Happy came out on the 5th, and then the video is gonna come out on the 12th. And yeah, that song came about of like I was, you know, doing what most of us unfortunately do, which is doom scrolling now.
Yep.
Sitting and looking at whatever like bad piece of news was happening at the time. I don't even remember which specific one because that
Mm,
was
hmm.
about 2 years ago. I wrote that 1 year and a half, 2 years ago. So it was whatever was going on politically or in the world or whatever at the time. But that kind of resonated with me right away because I was like, oh yeah, a lot of people sort of feel, I guess the way I think about relatability with songs is if I feel something, and I can relate to my own songs, and there will be somebody out there that probably feels the same way. And that's just kind of where it came from was, well, no matter what side of the political aisle you're on or whatever your beliefs are, like most people are not really that happy right now.
Right.
We're inundated with so much negative media, bad news, just all of this stuff. We're all way too engaged in politics. Then we were all happier like 15 years ago when we weren't constantly sitting here bad mouthing
Yes.
each other in forums and shit talking in comments sections and all
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
kind of
It's
stuff.
like you have to make a concentrated effort to not do that. Right. It's like for my mental health, I got to get off. It's
Yeah.
just because honestly, I have my Insta where it's just all music. And that's where I go because I can't go to my other one where it's just everything. Well, I try to change the logarithm to just be comedians and stuff like that because I can't do it. It's just too much.
Yeah,
Um,
I do the same with animal videos. I just try to make my feed either music or
yes.
cute animal videos. And then somewhere down the line, somebody's got to even turn a cute animal page political. And I'm like, nope, you
Nope.
lost me. I just wanted to look at dogs.
I just want to look at that dog making friends with the horse.
Yeah,
That's it.
exactly.
I don't
That's
want
what the
to.
internet's good for. That's the only
Yes.
thing it's good for is animal videos.
I agree, 100%. When I was listening to Hard to Be Happy and I was reading along with the lyrics, I was like, oh my God, yeah, this just is totally hitting home. And I was kind of like thinking, where are more of the protest songs or more of the songs that are reflecting what's happening today? Because I don't find them, I don't see them. I see a lot of songs that are good for escape, and the cutesy songs and the pop songs, which do fill a place, of course, and that keeps you sane. But I do appreciate your voice in this because yeah, I feel exactly the same way, and my circle of friends feel exactly the same way. And it's just like, music's gonna save us, I hope, because there's nothing else coming. And art. So I don't know. So I appreciate that. Thank you for
Oh, thank
pointing that
you.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, my thing is, I don't ever want to like tell people what to believe with my songs or anything, but again, it's like, well, I have emotions about this. We all have emotions about it, even if we don't agree.
Yeah.
That's sort of still the one common ground all of us can find is that we can't agree on anything,
Yeah,
and it's
pretty
just
much.
a mess.
Yeah. So tell me about the video.
Yeah, so the video is pretty funny. So it kind of came from I was most of the videos on for this album because I'm trying to put out a video for every song, which
Oh,
has been an undertaking, and I'm trying to make them all as budget friendly as possible. So there's a few videos that are going to be coming out that are a little higher budget, but this was one of those. Same with the one I just released last month for last year's Ashes. It was a very like my roommate Robert Brown. He's a filmmaker. We're like, what can we do in the house that we can film that will be easy, that can get the point across. So for this one, I do a lot of like stuff on Photoshop. I use all the Adobe stuff. And Adobe had announced this AI filter in Photoshop that would force a smile on your face in the picture if you're not smiling.
oh, interesting.
And I just thought that's so creepy and dystopian.
Yes.
And then I thought, though, how I have a line in the song about having, a smile being hard to fake. And in my mind, I just was like, I got to do something with that. So the idea of the video became, which is funny because I did this 6 or 7 months ago. And I mean, every AI has been part of the conversation for a while now, but it's just becoming more and more of a conversation, especially in the music world with that stupid AI band on Spotify and
Oh
all of
God.
this stuff. But I was like, all right, how can I use this technology to critique it?
Mm.
So I figured out how to animate with the Adobe thing of me forcing a smile on a bunch of faces of my pictures and then taking them into an AI program to make the pictures sing. and bring them to life.
Whoa.
Kind of put this whole thing together as my sort of commentary of like this is not going to help. We can't force ourselves to be happy. Technology isn't the answer to forcing ourselves to be happy.
Right. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be great. Sounds fantastic. Just the
That was
fact that you're able to go in there and animate things. Okay, I can't wait to see it. You like animating things for you singing with this whole AI program. Crazy. Okay. How long did it take you?
um I buckled down and got an edit done probably within the first week of it being shot, but it was I prepped myself and did like test runs before I even shot just to like figure out how to make the templates for myself. I've been using Adobe programs since I was a kid,
Oh,
so
awesome.
it's pretty it's fairly natural to me to kind of figure something out even if I don't know how to do it to like find a way how to do it sort
Yeah.
of. So
Yeah.
I just kind of went in there and played around until I found something I liked.
Definitely hands-on kind of stuff, trial and error.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. That's great. Do you think you'll use that program again?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I use a lot of whatever I need in the moment. I'll, as long as I wouldn't use AI in the unethical ways of generative stuff, but a novelty program to make a photo sing.
Yes, why not?
I took the photo or my roommate Robert took the photo. I own everything.
Yes.
I'm not sitting there and typing in a prompt and being like,
Oh,
make a music video for me.
oh
That's
God. Which is, do you think that's where we're headed?
I mean I have conversations with friends of mine, in the industry all the time because I
Yeah.
have either, not only a lot of musician friends, but filmmaker friends and producer friends and stuff. And my belief is we've already lived with things like auto-tune
Hmm.
decades. We've already had people who don't write their own songs, who get
True.
credited for writing their songs. And you always are going to have both sides. You're going to have the people who don't care
Hmm.
and consume it and don't give, they won't care if
Okay.
it's made by
Yeah.
a computer or if that's not that person's real voice. And then you'll always have the people who do care and are going to seek out art made by real human beings.
Correct.
And it's just about getting to those people who care and ignoring the people who don't.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely right.
I mean, I think if anything, the pendulum is going to swing and people are going to want to look for like the next Bob Dylan, like somebody in a bar with an acoustic guitar by themselves that their voice is cracking a little bit, but they have the passion and their lyrics are meaningful. I think that's, as I said, you're always going to have people in the superficial side of things, but I think people who love music and love art are going to revert to what they can confirm is real. This was a quote from a while ago. Lady Gaga was talking already like 15 years ago when somebody was asking her about people stealing music and downloading it illegally and if she thought that that was going to hurt her career. And she had said something along the lines of, you can steal the physical music, but you can't steal the lifestyle. The
Yeah.
lifestyle, the experience is always going to be there for people. And so I feel like it's going to be that one-on-one being in a sweaty room with somebody that is playing their instrument, that wrote their words, that is singing them, that you can connect with on that personal level and be standing, 15 feet away from them and feel it. I think
That's it.
that's never going to be able to be replaced by holograms or AI or whatever. You're always going to, same in like the punk scene. It has never mattered what was going on technologically in the punk scene. You've always had people want to get sweaty in a bar,
Yeah.
see real musicians, jump up on stage with them, mosh with them. That never went away even when music became electronic or synthesized. There's always going to be those people who want the experience.
Beautifully said. That's great. Yeah. I mean, people want to feel something. A lot of people want to feel something.
Mhm.
And so this is where the itch is going to get scratched, with people like you putting out this original music and music that matters and music that made you feel and music that perhaps you struggled with to put it out. And you're exposing yourself, you're vulnerable, and people appreciate that vulnerability. And I think it's important. And I'm so happy that continues. And I see that in, on the social media. There's bands who have been around for a long time who are still making original music and still get up there with their four-piece, band on stage. And it's like, wow, I'm just so happy that is still going on. It's amazing to me. And that people still get in their vans and tour. It's like,
Oh
what?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I respect anybody. I don't care what genre of music they're making. I don't care what level they're at. If you get in a van and go and play music and sleep on floors and eat crappy food,
Yeah.
you are a hardworking badass who who deserves to have a career, because that is one of the hardest things a person can do, is leave their comfort zone, go somewhere where they don't speak the language,
Oh my God. Yeah.
on no money in a crappy van, hoping for the kindness of strangers to be like, yeah, you can sleep on my floor tonight. Eat
Yep.
it, whatever food you can get your hands on. If you can, that is like one of the hardest lifestyles. And if you can keep doing that and keep doing it and keep doing it for years, knowing that you're not going to get any money from it and that it might never make you famous, but you do it because of the love of the music and the love of getting out there and meeting people and connecting with people. I don't care who you are or what kind of music you make, you deserve to have a career in music if you work that hard.
V, when's your TED Talk? Circling back to the video Hard to Be Happy, who directed that one for you?
So my roommate
Oh,
Robert
Robert did.
Brown directed it. He did all the shooting, and then he just gave me the footage and I did all the editing.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, we just put up a black backdrop in the living room, put some spotlights on me, ran me lip syncing to the song like 3 times, and then just went from there.
Okay, well, I'm sure for sure I can't wait to see it, and I'm sure everybody else can't wait to see it. So I want to thank you, V, for your time. And anytime something new is coming on, let me know. We'll get you on rocking around with you. And let's play the video. Thanks so much.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's always
Okay.
great to talk to you.
It's always fun talking to you. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you.